Still planning the run? Shelby County Commissioner Henri Brooks heads into jail east tonight after police issued a warrant for her arrest. 3 witnesses say Brooks cut in front of a woman pulling into a parking space, then got angry with her.
She ended up throwing her bags back in the car and then getting some bottled water, took the bottled water out, and just throwing it over the lady back and just put it over her head.
This woman saw the whole thing and told WREG's April Thompson Brooks yelled at the woman because of her race.
She was like, oh, just because you're white, you think you're above everybody else.
Next, she called out her fellow commissioner, Chris Thomas, for disagreeing with her. And Thomas, for one, says those comments were racist and disrespectful.
Excuse me, you over there mouthing something?
Commissioner.
You with the sheet on.
Carry on.
Sheet on.
I took that as her saying I'm part of the KKK just because I disagreed with something she said.
Item 39 comes from the General Government Committee, which is chaired by Commissioner Brooks. Item 39 is a resolution amending the Personnel Management Systems Policy Number 801 entitled Holidays to include President's Day as a legal holiday for county government, honoring all presidents, sponsored by Commissioner Charlie Caswell and Chairwoman Miska Clay Bibb.
Commissioner Brooks, you're in the queue.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, let me just correct the record. There is no such thing as contrary to popular belief, there is actually no federal holiday called President's Day. The holiday for the third Monday in February is officially designated as Washington's birthday. However, the act that you're referring to that is colloquially penned is called Uniform Monday Holiday Bill. So, now let me just tell you where to find this. You can find this in section 6103, subsection A of Title 5 in the U.S. Code. Having said that, Madam Chair, I certainly want to support this. I certainly want to support this because I want county employees to have the day off. I think it's great because with some people having the day off, others not having the day off, particularly parents, then they've got to do all kinds of juggling when their days do not align with their children who may be in daycare or who may need transportation to school. So I certainly want to be able to support this. But let me just say this, considering the fact that this was actually George Washington's birthday, and I think I made it very clear in committee that I could not honor George Washington and a number of other presidents for a number of obvious reasons. The first being the fact that he's one of many slaveholders. They were presidents, but if we're going to honor his history and his legacy, let's not cherry pick and whitewash. Let's put it all on the table. Slavery was legal in this country from its beginning as a nation, having been practiced in North America from early colonial days. 12 presidents, U.S. presidents, owned, enslaved, bought, and bred enslaved persons at some point in their lives. Of these 12 presidents, 8 of them owned slaves while in the presidency. 10 of the first 12 American presidents owned slaves, the only exceptions being 10 of the first 12. The only exceptions being John Adams and his son, John Quincy Adams, neither of whom approved of slavery. George Washington was first president, we all know, who owned slaves, including while he was president. Zachary Taylor was the last one who owned slaves during his presidency. And Ulysses S. Grant was the last president to own enslaved persons in his life. at some point in his life.
Commissioner Brooks, you're actually out of town.
Okay,
Time. Do you want to get back into the
I got one more
queue?
sentence, ma'am. If you would indulge the senior member of this body, I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay, of these presidents who owned slaves, Thomas Jefferson owned the most, 600 plus, followed closely by George Washington, 200 plus. Madam Chair, what I would love to do, because I want to support this, but I want to support it in a way that everyone, and I know I'm not the only person that has this sentiment. So I'd like to propose an amendment, a friendly amendment, to change this name to a countywide general, families, friends, and employees holiday.
So can you restate that for the record? Madam Parliamentarian would need to capture that.
A countywide family, friends, and employees day.
And that was seconded by Commissioner Lowry. Can we accept that amendment, change of wording, without objection?
Yes, ma'am.
We do have a question. Commissioner Ford.
I'm not against this. I just want to make sure that this can be done, and I'm glad that this amendment is on the record, because I know that there are other holidays where, like for instance, Columbus Day, for example, many counties and cities have modified it and put Indigenous Peoples Day, but they'll put like Columbus Day in parentheses just in case people don't know what's going on. I just want to make sure whatever we do name that as, I think it is, this amendment is appropriate. When we get back to the main motion, I'll talk about the dollars and cents, but since we're on this motion, I would ask through the chair to Mr. Kuhn, are there any other holidays that are published to where we need to put the holidays as more to what my colleague's amendment is about? Because I do support it. I just want to see, do we need to change anything else?
Point of order. Parliamentary question.
Commissioner Brooks?
Are we talking singularly about this particular third Monday in February, or are we talking about a whole bunch of different days in different months?
He's referring to this one and using the example of Columbus Day being changed to Indigenous Peoples Day and asking Chief Kuhn,
is it on the third Monday? Because I'm not familiar with it.
That's why I'm asking about the calendar.
Which one are you saying?
I'm asking if the Columbus Day is the third Monday of February.
It is not.
Okay, so we're not talking about it. We're changing the subject. We're talking about the third Monday of February.
Correct, but the question is it possible regarding how we've done in the past? He's trying to understand if it's, how do we, in order to change this, will it fall in line with the rest of the things we've done in order for it to be able to happen the way we need it to happen?
Correct.
Commissioner, so I'm not generally against what the mover of the motion is has to say. I think my objection is just solely based on what I've seen other bodies do, and to me, I would just go back to, let's just call things what they are. There's a lot of history that I learned from listening to my colleague just now. I would need to learn more about the history behind this date, but it would just seem to me that can't we just call it what it is? And if it's called President's Day to honor all the commanders in chief, it would seem appropriate to just call it President's Day. But if it's not called that, I'm not really quite sure what you were saying that it is called. So I'd just like some more clarity around that.
We are on the amendment to be able to accept the rewording, and can you state for the record what the new wording would be? The caption, if this amendment is approved, would read, resolution amending the personnel management Systems Policy Number 801 entitled Holidays to Include a Countywide General Families, Friend, and Employees Day as a legal holiday for county government, honoring all countywide families, friends, and employees.
Commissioner Thornton.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to recognize who we are acting on behalf of. So just shout out to the Shelby County workers, majority of whom are Black women, and it is a passion of mine to see all workers properly compensated, but definitely for us to be able to hold space for the Black women who are holding Shelby County down. So hopefully you will get to enjoy your added holiday. Thank you.
Going back to the point of the resolution, which says that we want to honor the history, again, I just don't believe we need to go in and pick out the part that we want to, we want to look at. If you're going to look at it, let's look at it, and don't be hypocritical. Don't try to whitewash it. Don't be a revisionist. Deal with it as is. So that's what this is about.
Commissioner Thornton, you're in the queue.
Thank you. I just want to acknowledge the cognitive dissonance that I'm experiencing, observing us talk about the nomenclature around the holiday and missing a huge opportunity to address racial exclusion in our minority contracting in Shelby County. So that's a huge missed opportunity for us to hold space for one and not the other. If we're going to right the wrongs of past presidents who clearly acted poorly towards people based on the color of their skin, then we need to be able to create opportunities with this body that we have now. So with that, I would like to add myself as a sponsor.
I will just state on record that, of course, as one of the co-sponsors of this, I am supportive of this because this helps families become in alignment with the fact that most of the people, their children, are out of school on that day. Considering the fact that in Shelby County government, the majority of the workers are women, this gives the women opportunity, or families, let me say that families, but I do know since the majority of the workers in Shelby County government are women, this gives everyone an opportunity to be aligned so that everyone can have their schedules the same across Shelby County when it comes to the school systems, when it comes to city government, and when it comes to all of the other government entities. So that way we can all be aligned. So that's why I am excited to be able to co-sponsor this item. Madam Clerk, can you please prepare screens for voting?
We have aye votes from Commissioners Caswell, Mills, Ford, Wright, Whaley, Thornton, Morrison, Lowry, and Chairwoman Clay Bills. Commissioner Brooks has abstained. We have 9 ayes and 1 abstain.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Item 39 passes.
This is a strange world. I don't know how we got to this point.